Look, King's protesters, you guys really need to work on yourselves. I've thought about this for a day or two. I was on my way to my niece's birthday party, my wife and my family, and I never thought I'd see a No Kings protest in the middle of Romney, West Virginia, but sure as shit, there it was. I stopped at Sheetz for gas and a couple of packs of smokes and ran into it. And as much as I wanted to jump out with a mobile mic and have myself a conversation with a few of these people, I realized it wouldn't fucking do me no good, and I could stand there and talk until the sun went down. But yeah, why argue with stupid people? They drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. There's that. That and I needed to be 2 hours away at a certain time. So I told my wife, I said, grab some footage. I want to, at least get the footage. And thank God she did. Your signs make no sense. None. None whatsoever. I honestly wonder if you even know what you're protesting, or is it just a orange man bad, I hate Trump thing? You guys are stupid. No matter which way I try to slice this and try to say it politely, you, you don't have a brain. You make me question humanity as a whole. There's a few people out there, several people out there, maybe on our side, that actually have a brain and know what to think about. You have this dipshit holding a great big bullhorn with a huge ass sign that says abolish ICE. And it was tempting. I wanted to yell out the window, you're a fucking idiot, but I didn't. I just, whatever. And it sparked conversation between my kids and I. And I actually got to sit down and tell them, this is why they're protesting this is why they're protesting that, but it don't make no sense. And even my 14-year-old son could say, this doesn't make sense. So dipshit standing there with the bullhorn and an abolish ICE sign, I want you to leave your socially tested talking points, your gender studies, what the fuck ever points out of it. And I want you to tell me, why do you want to abolish ICE? I don't want you telling me, oh, they're ripping families apart. No, that's called an anchor baby. They came here illegally and had a fucking kid and thought that was going to get to make them stay. Doesn't work that way. This is the United States. This is not your country of origin. You broke the law by coming over here. Then you had a kid thinking it was going to save you so you could leech off of tax dollars. Um, I have a remedy for that. But then you have this other woman standing not too far down the street from him, holding a sign that says protect our vote. Well, that's exactly what ICE and Donald Trump are trying to do, is protect our vote by getting illegals out of here so they're not disenfranchising other people's votes, legal citizens' votes. Legal United States citizens that are registered to vote. Every illegal that casts a vote disenfranchises somebody on our side or an independent that might vote on our side. They're disenfranchising it. Period. The end. They're not legally allowed to cast a vote. And every illegal vote cancels out a legal vote. Now, okay. Then you have someone saying, protect our Constitution, or Uncle Sam wants you to uphold the Constitution. That's what Donald Trump's doing. He's following the law. He's following the law. He is upholding the Constitution. And then you have dipshits like this one that wants to write down like MAGA and call them morons and everything else. You have no idea what you're protesting. No kings. Well, isn't that what Trump did when he went in and took Maduro? I mean, wasn't Maduro exploiting Venezuela? Wasn't he not shipping mass quantities of drugs into the United States, killing several of our people? And basically, if you didn't agree with him, off with your head. What about Iran? Wouldn't you say the Ayatollah was a penis potato or a dictator? Hmm? Wouldn't you say that? I would say that. I mean, killing Christians and killing anyone that protests against him, killing our own citizens. And Trump told him, you need to stop that shit. No nukes, no big missiles. The end. You have embargoes against you. That's a dictator. Maybe you fucking idiots ain't realized this, but you have the opportunity to stand on the street and protest and not be killed for it. So where does that make Donald Trump a dictator? You can protest all day long screaming the same things that Bernie Sanders, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and all of them want to spew these lies about Donald Trump. And you know what? I'll bet 90% of you people out there holding them protest signs probably watched The Apprentice and thought Donald Trump was the greatest in the world. But all of a sudden, the media told you to hate Donald Trump because they just didn't want him in there because he rallied against them. You guys will take any fake narrative and run with it, and then stand on the street and scream and squall and cry and yell and bitch and moan, and you're just a bunch of entitled little fucking babies, and it pisses me off. And this one's going to be a little unhinged and a little unfiltered. But you know what? I think it's time we all have a little bit of honest conversation over some polished perfection. Sounds like a good slogan, right? You know, it really pisses me off the fact that you guys have no idea, period, the end, what you're protesting against. Donald Trump is not a king. He's never tried to be a king. He's not a dictator. How many people on the left have been killed or jailed or murdered just for going against the status quo? None. It's not right. Donald Trump even stands up for you guys, saying that you're right and stuff like that. He laughs at you. Laughs at you. He should put out a new book, The Art of the Troll, because I think sometimes he just says stuff just to spark you guys up, just to piss you off. And it works. You guys will stand on a street and protest for no fucking reason whatsoever. But still, the liberal ideology is fucking stupid. And I have a remedy to all of it. You all want to bitch and moan and piss and cry, protect our vote. I bet you every single one of you are either silver spoon, born with a silver spoon in your mouth, spoiled rich kids that's never worked a day in your life, and you're rallying against what made you rich, a rich mommy and daddy that made several good investments and are Republicans, but now it's hip to be a fucking idiot, I guess. Or you're the person in society that wants to do nothing whatsoever, lay on Section 8 housing, and tweet or whatever about Donald Trump every day of the week because NBC or CBS or Don Lemon or who the fuck ever told you, oh, he's bad, it's this, it's that, and blah, blah, blah. Give me a fucking break. You know what? I've got a solution. That's why this is called Matt's Opinion. I've got a solution. You know what I think we could do to end a lot of this? We don't need to abolish ICE. We need to keep ICE moving. We need to get illegals out of our country. But I'll tell you what, I think to be a registered voter, oh, people's going to love this. I think to be a registered voter, to actually cast your vote, I think there should be a few stipulations. A, you should be a national citizen. You should have to have proof of your national citizenship. Number two, I think you should be a net taxpayer. A net taxpayer. Not just, oh, I pay taxes. I work a job, and I'll get to this point. I work a job just enough to where I don't lose my government benefits and I get a $15,000 refund at the end of the year. No, I mean a net taxpayer. You pay in more than you receive back. Okay? So there it is. You need to be a legal citizen, a net taxpayer, and you must own property. Not rent, not lease, own it. You must own a piece of property and a home on that piece of property. I think that three guidelines to be a voter in the United States. Why? Because we are the only people that have skin in the game. Period. The people that have skin in the game and know what they're voting for are the people that are net taxpayers, they're U.S. citizens, and they own property. We have real skin in the game. You people that are renting and don't own property, you have no skin in the game, you have no say. The end. That would be the perfect way to remedy this. You must show proof of land, home, taxes, and citizenship. The fucking end. Period. It should be on the record at the courthouse, and that should be the only way you get a voter's registration card in the mail. That'll solve a lot of this. Why? Because you people on Section 8, all you people that have this time to go out here and protest and everything else, you have zero fucking skin in the game. You're renting a fucking house or you're on Section 8 HUD approved housing where the government, i.e., me and every other fucking net taxpayer in the world, is paying for you to sit at home and do absolutely fucking nothing with your life. We have skin in the game. We're paying for it. You're sitting there with no skin in the game voting for fucking levies to raise my taxes. So what do? They go out here and raise my property taxes. Not yours. You don't have no say. You have no skin in the game. Of course you don't care if they raise the taxes. You have zero skin in the game. You have no skin in the game whatsoever, period, the end. The only skin you have in the game is whether they tax me harder and every other working class person so that you don't lose your Section 8 housing. Seriously, I think that would end a lot of this stuff. It really would. Honestly, it would honestly end a bunch of this bullshit if people that actually had skin in the game were the only ones allowed to vote. Period. The end. You'd find out. I'm oh it, teachers need more money. This person needs more money. You know what? That's the position they chose to be in. I chose to be a heavy equipment operator. I got laid off. I make content now. Big deal. I have skin in the game. I'm a net taxpayer. I own property and I'm a national citizen. I have a right to vote because I'm not voting with my conscience. I'm voting with my wallet. I'm voting on morals. I'm voting on standards. I'm voting on things to help me, not help somebody else. You guys out here, all you liberal, stupid cucks are out here. Oh, this person don't make enough money. Let's raise minimum wage. You have no skin in the game. The only reason you want minimum wage raised is so that you can sit there and figure out how many hours a week you need to work at fucking McDonald's. Being a cook, picking your fucking nose, throwing burgers on a fucking bun after you microwave the shit out of them. You want $15 an hour, $20 a fucking hour, so that you only got to work like one day a week, fucking 2 months of the year, so you don't lose your fucking government benefits in your HUD fucking approved apartment. Let's never mind the fucking fact that, you know what? A guy like me that's a net taxpayer and a homeowner, they're going to raise my property taxes. They're going to raise rates on everything they can, institute levies for schools that, public schools, it's a fucking joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. Teachers don't want to fucking teach anymore. They don't want to teach real history. They don't want to teach real anything. But it's a bunch of you dumb bastards sitting in rented property. You don't care that you raise your landlord's property taxes. The government's going to need to dole in more money from them and from us just so they can pay them back for that HUD housing. Or you just keep doing it. You have no skin. Let's levy this for a school. Let's levy this for the teachers. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. And I seen it said, and I agree with this whole government shutdown and TSA not being there. Shut down the flights. Or tell you what, it was I had somebody or I seen it on a TikTok video. This guy said, I'll tell you what'll fix that. Take everybody out of Congress and the Senate and go make them work at TSA. 16 hours. They'll fix that shit by the end of the week. They'll pay the SAVE Act. They'll pass the SAVE Act. And that's what needs to happen. I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, it'll disenfranchise so many people. You're meaning to tell me that it's these old women in our church and this, that, and the other. They can't find their marriage license. Drive your ass to the courthouse, $10 for a copy of your marriage license where you've had your name changed. $10. I have copies of all of it. My wife and I spent the $10 for birth certificates, marriage license, and stuff like that. You know why? Change our driver's license for our address because we moved. It is a pain in the fucking ass to do. It sure as fuck is, and it is $10 that you shouldn't necessarily have to spend, but it is worth the fucking cost. So stop telling me they're going to disenfranchise voters. Oh, they can't find this, they can't find that. Drive your happy ass or have somebody drive your happy ass down there to the courthouse and get it, or just don't vote. Okay? You too fucking lazy to do that? Are you fucking serious right now? Give me a fucking break. The only thing that's disenfranchising voters are fucking idiots that are out here voting for every tax in America because it's going to put more money on their fucking food stamp card, or that it's going to give them more money in their fucking freeloader fucking card. Sitting there knowing that they only got to make like, oh, if I make more than 12 grand, I'll lose all my benefits. I won't get this. I won't get that. I won't get this. So I'm going to work this job for like the next 3 months, and then I'm going to quit and I'm going to lay around and be lazy the rest of my life so I can get a $15,000 to $20,000 fucking refund back. You have no skin in the game. You're not a net taxpayer. The fucking end. You have no skin in the game. The money you pay, they take my money, being I'm a net taxpayer, and they'll issue it to you in a refund. Oh my God, he's downtrodden. Or these fucking idiots that go out here and they have 25 fucking kids. And for some unknown reason, they can get all the child tax credits. You realize a fucking $70,000 a year dozer operator doesn't get all the child tax credit? Oh, they're raising it to $3,600 for each child. Yeah, if you make under a certain amount. With 3 kids, you don't, 3 kids and $70,000 a year. You don't get it all. Period. Period. You're a net taxpayer. Oh, we'll pay for this. We'll pay for that. We'll pay for this. We'll pay for that. You know who's getting hammered with that? Net taxpayers. We should be the ones. We should be the ones that vote. We own property. You don't. You're laying in a place that you either rent or is paid for by the government. I don't care. I don't care if I offend people on my side. If you rent, you have no skin in the game. None. None. Especially the liberals. None. None. These people got the system figured out. They talk about how the system's rigged. You damn right the system's rigged. And it's rigged against the net taxpayer, the property owner. It's rigged against conservatives, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who I piss off with that. You can go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Net taxpayers and land and homeowners. We have the skin in the game. We are affected by every local vote, every national vote. That shit matters to us. Pisses me off, man. You know King's fucking retards. Oh, no kings, no kings. You know what? Trump's trying to take the kings out. And if he was a fucking king, you couldn't stand there on the street and protest. Oh, abolish ICE, abolish ICE. Why? Because you want to disenfranchise my vote just a little bit fucking more? Honestly, I'm asking. Y'all a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. That's why you shouldn't vote. You have zero skin in the game. None. None. Not a bit. And if you are a Democrat and you own land and you own all this and you make good money and you know where I'm coming from, good. Then you should be a legal voter. If you own property, you have a house, you're a net taxpayer, and you're a legal U.S. citizen. Yes, absolutely, you get a voter's card too because you have skin in the game. You can vote whatever you want, just same as I can. But if you're on Section 8 or you rent property, even if you're a legal citizen, if you rent property or you're on Section 8, you don't get a voter ID. None. You have no say. You have no skin in the game. Voting on tax matters, voting on levies, voting on anything that has to do with raising property rates or tax hikes or anything, you have no say. Because you have no skin in the game, period. The end. Fuck it. I don't care. A little fucking unhinged today because I'm a little pissed off because I get so sick of seeing these protesters standing on the side of the fucking street screaming and squalling fucking lies to make their fucking self feel better. Well, you know what? Stick your finger up your ass. The end. You're a fucking idiot. You don't need to vote. You have nothing of value to put into the conversation. Because a person can't even stand there and look at you and say, okay, why do you think he's a dictator? Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. I don't like what he tweeted. I don't like what he truth. I don't like this. He hurt my butthole. It's red. Well, put some fucking Destin on it, for God's sakes, you bunch of fucking pussies. Go put some real skin in the game and go get you a job. Go buy you a piece of land. And every time you get a goddamn tax bill in the mail and you don't like the fact that it's raising, blame yourself. You'll start voting our way when you start putting skin in the game. You guys are treating Uncle Sam and the U.S. government and all that shit, however you want to look at it, as your mommy and daddy. They the pimps, you the prostitutes. No shit. You have no skin in the game, and I can fix all this. One idea. I can fix all this with just 3 simple things. You must be a national citizen. You must own property and a house. And you must be a net taxpayer if you want to vote. Otherwise, you have no skin in the game, so you have no say. People that live on Section 8, people that rent property and not own it, should not be out here voting on taxes. They should not be out here voting on anything because they literally, on even the national level, you have a fucking opinion. You have a fucking opinion and you don't have real skin in the game. Nothing that you vote for affects you. Nothing you vote against affects you. Period. You have no fucking skin in the game and you shouldn't be voting. There. You don't like ICE? Oh well. You don't like who's president? Oh well. Put skin in the game. Because homeowners, property owners, net taxpayers, we're the ones with this. We're the ones that actually have skin in the game. So I think we should be voting. I don't think a bunch of fucking freeloaders to the government or people that don't own property and are not affected by property tax or not affected by and they're not next taxpayers. Why should you be voting in local or national elections? You shouldn't. Because when you think about it, it all comes down to a dollar bill. What funds the government? Tax money. Tax money. And I know a whole lot of people on my side that thinks government should get smaller. And if we were the only ones voting, and I know a few people even on the left that think government should be a little bit smaller and they overreach a whole lot, no matter who's in power. And they're net taxpayers. They vote with their wallet the same as everybody else does. And if we started shrinking the government because we don't want to pay a bunch of taxes on a bunch of shit that we don't want to fund, government would have no choice but to start shrinking. Anyways. Yeah, I get pretty worked up about this, but that No Kings protest I seen the other day, boy, it really wound me up. Your fucking signs make no sense. You are a bunch of screeching, squalling, overgrown fucking children with zero skin in the game. Standing there holding a stupid ass sign saying, "Protect our vote." That's what Trump's trying to do by getting the illegals out. He's trying to stop our votes from being disenfranchised by a bunch of fucking illegals because you want to give away more of my fucking money to somebody else. You're fucking stupid. Abolish ICE. Why? Because ICE is out here getting illegals. And I don't care if they're a drug dealer or a murderer or just here illegally. Go. Get out. Do it the right way. Period. We are a nation of laws. Uphold our Constitution. Protect our Constitution. I think is what that one sign said. You're a dumbass. Trump is upholding the Constitution. He has lawyers that know the Constitution backwards and forwards. I mean, you're the fucking idiots that will sit there and in the Second Amendment, you will zero in on a comma, a pause in a sentence, and try to say how it means that we can't have certain guns. Are you stupid? Punctuation mark? A pause in a sentence? You can't even tell me what free state means. You think it means an actual state, and that's not the fucking point of it at all. The First Amendment's for this. The Second Amendment is to protect this and protect ourselves, keep ourselves free. I ain't getting into that debate right now. I'll get into that later. Anyways, if you enjoy my content and you want to support my channel, I'll leave a link in the description. Or you can slide over to Dubby, pick up one of their 15 flavors of energy drink mixes with over 20,000 5-star reviews. Just put in Matt's opinion as a coupon code and it'll save you 10%. Thanks for watching. For Matt's opinion, I'm out.